All right, kids, I'm back with another message from Ray Dalio's book, Principles. It's been a very good book so far. I'm about halfway through, but the last episode was called 5 Decisions to Get What You Want Out of Life. This one is called the 5-Step Process to Get What You Want Out of Life. So it's a very similar idea or concept, but this one is slightly different. This is more of a cyclical process of how you would set goals and then work through the process of achieving those goals. So number one is have clear goals. He talks a lot in this book that you can have anything you want in life, but you can't have everything you want in life. And that's a similar principle taught in The Richest Man in Babylon. There are so many amazing things in this world that you just simply don't have time to do all of them. So you kind of have to decide which ones are the things you're going to have and which are the things that you are just going to set aside as wants that will never be achieved. Because you just, even if you had all the time and money even if your entire life was free time and you had all the money you needed, you still couldn't get to everything that seems entertaining, fun, exciting, whatever, right? So you've got to define it. And then most of us, we're not even close to something like that. So when it comes to achieving goals in your career, achieving goals with your family, your relationships, your health, those things, you've really got to get clarity, figure out what things you're going to achieve with your life. And he says, be audacious, because you may be setting goals with what you know right now, with the resources, time, energy, and knowledge that you have right now. But that's going to change as you head down the path. You'll get better, you'll improve, you'll find new time, new energy, new money, all these things that may impact the way your ability to achieve some really big goal. So get clarity, but be big with it, right? So have clear goals is number one. Number two, identify and don't tolerate the problems that stand in the way of your achieving those goals. He breaks each one of these down in his book, but basically he's constantly harping on that you need to really understand what's at the heart of the barriers. You should seek out feedback, barriers. Where are the weaknesses? What are the problems? You need to identify the problems and make a plan to identify those problems and get to the root of the problem. Don't just let it be this big scary problem that's undefined. You need to really break it down, figure out what's behind it, what's true and what's not true. Number three, accurately diagnose the problems to get at their root causes. I guess I just kind of broke that down, didn't I? Number four, design plans that will get you around them. A lot of people are excited to get out and do the work. We want to, we have a new idea. So it's like, let's start. We want to start. Well, a good design is pretty much equally important to good work habits, right? So it's, if you start building a house, in fact, I already did this. I built my kids a playhouse and it turned into this really big thing. I've probably talked about it before. It's way bigger than it should have been. But I kind of sketched out an idea and then I was like, okay, I'll just build this part of it first. And so I kind of had this rough plan, but I didn't have a really good plan. And so then I start running into things. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. And that happens anyway in construction, but my plan was so loose and so bad that it was like constant. It was just things so I had to go back to the store over and over and over to get more materials and different materials and things I didn't measure right or think right? So a good plan, a good blueprint really comes into play when it comes to achieving or actually succeeding in achieving your goals. So design plans that will get you around those barriers. Number five, do what's necessary to push these designs through to results. So then it comes to your work habits, your attitude, the people you bring in. Recognize your weaknesses. What are your blind spots, the things that you're not good at, the things that you're not good at pushing through on, and do what's necessary to make sure that those things get pushed through, that your design and plan actually gets executed, and so that your goals come to fruition. So anyway, that's his 5-step process to getting what you want. And he actually has a diagram that this is a cyclical thing. So as soon as you go through one barrier, you'll probably find new information and need to reorganize, rethink, and redo this plan. And so he has this little drawing on here where it's sort of this circle that starts with your goals, and it goes around problems, diagnosis, design, doing, and then you're up higher than where you started. And so then you'll basically create new goals based on the new problems you've found, go around the cycle and go higher, right? And so you're going to circularly spiral upwards towards your goals. So anyway, good book. If I'll drop a link in the comments there so that you can buy the book. That would support my channel, as well as Ray Dalio and the author, and which he's a good mentor to have. He's one of those people that's like, it's a Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio. Like, he's in that crowd of like high achievers, people who have done things differently, done things their way, and found great principles, and he wants to share those principles with us. So good book. Anyway, hope this was helpful and that you enjoy the content. If so, help me out with this channel by leaving a review, liking, subscribing, all the things. And we'll talk to you guys on the next one.